So today we're going to be looking at SBCs. We are the first week into Team of the Season, and to be honest, the SBCs have been moderate. Now, we are obviously used to normally the community vote and then into the Prem. It's not been like that. We've straight into Ligue 1 with the fact that Ligue 1 have lost most of their star power. It's just not being the same. Like Dembele is incredible, obviously Barcola, love a bit of Vitinha. The fact that they are the brand new Team of the Season, I'm enjoying, but it's a little bit dead, I'm not going to lie. Expected something more. And yes, we have got some decent SBCs. I'm not going to say that they're absolutely woeful. Due is brilliant. He's got himself the Player of the Month and obviously into the Team of the Season. When it comes to the icons, we are now on a different path because we are in Team of the Season. If you've not already seen how easy it is to get Team of the Seasons, especially the lower end sort of cards, you are going to finish a lot of these SBCs pretty quickly. When you look at the market in itself, we obviously are starting to come down slightly, as you can see. We are fodder-wise coming down by 3%, and then when we get into Prem, I imagine it goes down even more. You'll be able to see the perfect example if you go into SBCs and go cheapest by player rating. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. We'll see that 83s are now 900 extinct, obviously 87s are 5.2, 6.2 for 88s, and as you can see with the 92s are now coming in at 17,000. So already being able to just put a 92 or a 93, 94 that are now 30,000 coins into any SBC, it's a very simple concept with them. Just putting them high rateds in and sprinkling in your 83s, so much easier. So icons are going to be a very interesting one to see, are they worth it to actually grind out, because they're cheaper. They are starting to come down. You see the likes of Drogba at 645. You've got Henry now at 660. He was over a mil. He was 1.2. Eusebio was 1.5. Dropping 600,000 changes everything for these cards, because they are obviously ones for the future. Gerd Muller at 300,000. It's incredible. It's a very nice price point to have it. Even Hullet now at 2.1 seems reasonable. So the question is, are they worth it? Because you should be asking yourselves, if they were worth it before, is it the price that changes everything? And I think in some aspects, yes, some aspects, no. Icons now are not going to be released for the next 6 to 7 weeks. We are going to get Team of the Season after Team of the Season. So some players are not going to be worth it. For me, even Bergkamp at 170 is far too, it's just not in the meta at all. I think Ashley Cole at 344 is still not worth it in my opinion. When we look at the likes of Essien, I could possibly go to an okay value. I would probably say he isn't worth it either with the level of talent that we've got going on at the moment. You look at the Ligue 1 Team of the Season already. I think a perfect example is Vitinha. Unbelievable for 283. Even if you throw it down, 18k for a Zachariah. Triple play style plus. You go a bit further down, you got Andre, 92 rated centre mid, triple play style plus, 22,000. Unless we are going for an Essien evolution in the future, you might as well go for the bog standard Team of the Seasons and wait out a couple of weeks. Now, obviously, when you get to the likes of Hullets and stuff like that, it just is what it is. You kind of, he's one of the better players you can get. So naturally, that's going to be fine. To say that Hullet is actually worth it, and I do think he's worth it. He's one of them players that you can add the quadruple play style plus. Now we have got the reward in the season pass. So if you go into Evolution Builder, we can actually put him, if I can, into a quadruple with a tiki-taka plus. Put him into a Team of the Season evolution as well, which actually looks pretty decent at the very minimum. But having that quadruple playstyle plus is just very nice in itself. May not be number one, so you don't want to make the mistake of putting that on him just because it's a Hullet. But it's definitely great for right now, and in the future you will get a better card. So it is what it is. Gerd Muller, I think he's incredible for what his price is. I don't think I just don't think there's a striking role available at the moment for him. He's got the triple shoot and play style plus, but I still stand by it that I do think he's not necessarily a top striker compared to the Strike Force evolution, the obvious CR7, the Henry, the Eusebio. For me, I just think they are better cards, and unfortunately for him, he's going to be left behind in them. So I'd say Henry is one of my more favoured cards to do, and I'd say Eusebio's got to be up there as well. Now, obviously, there is always the argument. It's not necessarily it's not like a standpoint that it needs to be like that, but I just think without the rapid or the quick step, even though Gerd Muller can still play, he most definitely would have enhanced a little bit more with it. Now, I think someone did say Gerd Muller is a must complete in their opinion from the last video. And then obviously you've got Hullet in the Pump It Up Evo is not worth it. Like I say, the Gerd Muller is a very good card. I'm not saying he isn't. I just think with the strikers we've got, there is better out there for the price. Then we look in Lahm. I'd say okay value, but I'd even then possibly go down. Now we've got Lala in the Premium Pass. I'd possibly say he isn't really worth it. Beckenbauer, I would still go up there just purely on the nostalgic front that he has got a new card. Zico would be only okay now with a new value, and I'd still possibly say he's probably not worth doing it. Nedved, I actually quite like for the price. Baresi, I'd go okay. Drogba would be very much like Gerd Muller. I think I would still prefer Henry and Eusebio. Same as Eto'o. Oh, actually, is Eto'o a bit too expensive? I suppose he's got what you need. I'm going to stick with it. Thuram is unbelievable. Like, that value for him is perfect. 1.2 mil, one of the best, possibly the best right back in the game currently. Obviously, that can change very quickly, but you look at what you've got, like Team of the Years, you could argue, but I think for me, Thuram is got to be the best. Quite literally, the only other one, maybe Carfu, but I think he's only got a Team of the Year at this point, so I think he's still behind him. You've obviously got Kimmich as an SBC. Yeah, I'd possibly say Thuram is the best right back in the game. So 1.2 mil for him. Absolutely. I'll sign up to that one any day of the week. When it comes to the players then, I think this is easy. So pretty much most of the player of the months now will just go into an SBC storage. There's nothing too crazy about them. They are potential Evos if you really wanted to, or naturally they are just going to be SBCs that are just going to be fodder. That is the kind of the scheme of them really. When you look at most of them, 52,000, 55, 45, 109 for McManaman. We then go further down, you've got 94, 82, 72, there's just no price in them. So most of them, even the likes of Alonso, for a potential evolution later on. Szczesny, I think, would be the same as well, and even Ericsson. Now, Ericsson for me at 287, I like the finesse and the incisive, but whether the 92 gets anything right now, I personally would say he's not a complete. I think 280, compared to what we saw for the drop of icons, is a bit expensive. I'd go end of era. I'd go obviously 182,000. I think okay value for what you get back. Obviously a triple play style plus a 94 that's not going to be kind of changed anytime soon. But then you've got the end of era with the icon chemistry, which is a nice addition they did add. But that's kind of it really for it. We do also have the E-League players, which I personally don't put them in a must complete or not. I think if you want them upgraded, then brilliant. If not, then they just don't really get completed, to be honest. It's not a trick question with them. I think they are just very standard, nothing too crazy. We do have Doué as a 95. We obviously then have a striker, Batcher, as well at 260, 190, and 993, or 934, I think it was. Doué obviously coming in. He's got himself the 5-star, 4-star. Stats-wise, as we know with a lot of Team of the Seasons, he's pretty up there. Triple play style plus with obviously the finesse, the rapid, and the first touch, which is always nice. I like him. I think he's good value for what you get. He's a new name, so that is always the hardest point with cards like this. It would like be getting an Mbappe in FIFA 15, give or take, you know what I mean? Like the very first Mbappe, you don't know who he is. He's there, he makes his kind of debut, even when he started for Monaco. You kind of see him and you think, okay, well, it's a nice card. Like he gets an inform, he gets a special, maybe even gets into the Team of the Season. He gets a 90. And then suddenly he's this guy. He's him, basically. Due is most definitely playing at an outrageously good level. So hopefully we do see an increase in him. The name is obviously going to be there from our heads this year, and it will be interesting to see as we do go forward. Batcher. Now, 94 rated, obviously with the triple, the quick step, the whipped pass, and also the intercept. Role-wise, most of them have some solid roles on them, so double check, like wingback plus, attack and wingback plus. You kind of know the drill for it. Stats-wise, we're pretty good across the park again. I mean, there's very little kind of error there. In general, it's just a nice card. I don't know if I'd go must complete because we do have a solid amount of players that we could go into, but I think she's good value. She's just not a massive name in this anymore. And the striker, actually, as a cheap beast, I thought wasn't terrible, to be honest. Emmanuel is coming in with a 93 rated, 191, so he's the cheapest of the three so far. Rapid, low driven, which actually is such a broken shot at the moment. And then the press proven. It's coming in with the 4-star, 5-star, so skill move to weak foot. Obviously, stats-wise, as good as everybody. I think they are pretty standard now. Roles-wise, we've obviously got the advanced forward plus. It's only Force 9 that he doesn't have. That's absolutely fine as well. People are obviously going for the Hawk with him. 99, 97, 94. 97 rated striker overall. I think that is a wonderful striker. The chance of an evolution closer than the rest being only 93 rated, I think that for me is most definitely the cheapest of beasts that you can most definitely get. And obviously you've got to kind of put these SBCs now into a category, because when you look at the team of the seasons we are getting week in, week out, and the amount of team of the seasons we are getting week in, week out are going to just tenfold. Once we get Prem, we more than likely get Championship, we get BWSL or the Barclays Women's League, then obviously Serie A, we get obviously another one, we get NWSL. There's so many teams coming out. This is going to be the biggest amount of team of the seasons we will probably ever see. But that is going to be my list for today. Hopefully during the Prem next Monday we see some extras that really add to this tally, and League One's not ended just yet. We will see how that goes. Let me know down below what you think about it, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.